Hey everybody, welcome back to Level Up Loading Fight Feelings Face Facts with yours truly. I think that I hate the way I start my videos, y'all. I gotta figure out a better way because that be irritating me.
We don't care.
But anyway, so today this is so sporadic. This is a random bonus episode. I don't even know if it's gonna be called an episode at this point.
Okay.
So today I was just driving, to the store or whatever. I had to go to the grocery store. And I was just thinking, like, we really, because I saw somebody with a mask on. Somebody with like a little face mask, pandemic, panini, panoramic. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, people still wearing those. But like, then like the flashback to the whole 2020 2021, it just all flashed into my head. Like, do y'all know what we really just went through? Do you know how historical this moment, the moments that we have survived in these last 2 to 3 years have been? Well, really like 2 years. And a little, 2 years? Yeah, 2 years and some change. Like, don't get me wrong. I know that it's still a pandemic. I know that it's still, serious out here, and I don't want to discount it. But, like, the beginning stages of that was crazy. And we literally survived it, thrived through it. Do you know how many businesses got started in that time? Do you know how many babies were created in that time? Do you know how many partnerships that should have been broken up long ago broke up? Do you know how many partnerships that should have been solidified? Like, there was so much good and bad that happened simultaneously. We lost some people, we gained some people, we lost ourselves, we found ourselves, we secluded ourselves, but also got closer to ourselves. We learned new techniques, we learned new recipes, we learned new dances, we connected with people around the world just to make it. And this was not something that was just happening here, not just in our city, not just in our state, globally. And we made it through. And although I do think that a lot has shifted in that time, we made it through. And I hope that everyone really, we don't give ourselves enough credit. We are just so used to persevering, and we're so used to overcoming, and we're so used to being conquerors. And I'm thankful for that. The strength that comes with that is amazing. I don't want to ever discount it, and I don't ever want to make it seem like it's not a big deal. But we're so used to doing that. We're so used to it that we don't give ourselves enough credit for what we went through. There was a time where I spent, this started in March, and I didn't leave Chicago until September. So how many months is that? I don't got time to be doing no math. 6 months, at least 6 months, where I was in my house pretty much the whole day, all day, minus a grocery trip, a trip to go get some essentials. Like, what? 6 months in your house, pretty much not conversing with anybody, not hanging out, not going to places. Restaurants are closed. Downtown Chicago looks like a ghost town. I can't even imagine how, other places looked.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care. Jerry.
That, are not even as busy as downtown Chicago, because the contrast was so stark because of the fact that it was such a busy place. And then for it to just be so desolate, it was like, whoa. But like, we had protests, we had police brutality, we had so many things that happened within this time frame. We had riots and looting and all this stuff, y'all, and we just made it through. We made it through.
Oh my God! Wow!
Like, we gotta understand, we are a part of history. We have to really recognize that and understand. I mean, we're always gonna be a part of history because the past is the past and things happen. We get it. We've survived a lot, and as a millennial, I know I have been here for recessions and Y2K and 9/11. I've been here for so many different historical things, So, of course, that's the thing. But like, the seclusion and the airborne threat, scare type of energy that we were having in 2020 and some 2021, y'all, it is amazing that we made it through, and rest in peace and well wishes to all the people who did not make it. We love you and we're glad that we got to spend the time that we got to spend with you. But like, y'all, I don't think we really have had time to digest it. And I know that it's still going on. I don't want to sit here and act like it's just completely done and it's over. But, the severity of it, the extreme, I don't want to say fear mongering, but the fear mongering of it, I think that portion of it is done now. And so it's just like, wow. I remember in March, I had a trip to come to Nashville to come visit, to go scout out places and all that. And we had to cancel it. And then I remember the day that, they had started, I always had a laptop. I was in IC procurement. So, but, everybody didn't have, some people had desktops. And I remember, of course, I was the procurement department, the only procurement department. And I had to buy laptops for everybody in the company, which it was a very stressful time, y'all. It was a very stressful time. I can't even believe that was real. Like, I look at it now and I'm like, that was really real. I remember being like, they're like, well, just take your laptop. They're gonna be shutting down the city. Hopefully, it won't be too long, maybe a week or two. Boom, 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 and that turned into 6 months at least. I mean, I left during the pandemic, so it probably was longer. Cause like towards the end of the time, I did start going into the office, but that was because I was leaving and I need to, return stuff and help them figure out what they were gonna do with the next person and things like that. But y'all, we really went through that. That is a real part of our life. Like, recent part of our lives. And we just move on. Like, especially when I moved to Nashville, because don't get me wrong, Nashville had stuff in place, but it was nowhere near as strict as Chicago. Chicago was like, woo, talk about boring. Talk about everything closed. Talk about you can come to a restaurant, but you ain't gonna have no fun. Talk about just get it to go and go home, sis. Like, it was horrible. And then when I came here, like, it was still things closed. It was still, trash and certain things in place. When I say trash, I just mean it was annoying.
Okay.
But it was like a lot more lenient. I was like, yes, okay, good, yes. And listen, I know that there's many people who have lost loved ones and things like that. So I don't want to be offensive in it to anyone, but I'm just being honest and upfront. I was kind of over it. Like, Lord, your will be done. If it's time for me to go, then just take me on up out of here. Which, I mean, that's very selfish to say because I have a purpose. But also, his will be done. And so I kind of was just over it because I'm like, okay, if we are going to get sick, if I am going to have to go into the hospital because I am high risk, I do have a history of blood clots and I do have a history of lung issues because of the blood clots and the pulmonary embolisms that I've had. I'm like, do I want to spend my time locked up in a house? Like, that's my last memories. That's
I don't like
I
that.
don't like that. That's not the tea. But but I was like very happy when I got here because things were a lot more lenient here. They still found a way to use it as an excuse for certain things, but it was definitely a lot more lenient. But neither here nor there. I just, I want us to take a moment. Like, if you have even 5 minutes, just reflect on where you were when you heard about the pandemic and how you felt when you were sent home that day and thinking that, oh, this will be over in a couple of weeks, and how you were happy, originally. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to project. Let me not project because that's my experience. Let me know how you guys were feeling when all this occurred because for me, I was not scared or anything like that. It was more so like, yes, I don't have to commute. I could save money on my transportation. I ain't got to get up on this bus. I ain't got to, spend time to do my work. I could roll out the bed, type my little stuff or whatever, and keep it moving. But I just can't believe that was a real part of our lives. And then, like, looking back on the Spanish flu, is that what you call it? I don't know if that's politically correct, so please, y'all, I think that's the name of it. Don't cancel me. But the Spanish flu, like how it lasted about 2 years and something, and they were going through the same protocols that we were going. Like the more things change, the more they stay the same. It's so wild to think about. Take a minute to reflect on that. And also think about these babies who were born during that time where they thought that people having covers on their face was normal. Babies who were used to grabbing their little masks to go to the store. They didn't know anything before that. I don't know, just something to think about, y'all. I hope this little quick bonus episode was entertaining for you guys, and hopefully it inspired you guys to really ponder and really just give yourself a pat on the back for making it through a really crazy time in our history. I think that with this being the quote unquote end times, in my opinion, quote me or don't, we're getting closer and closer to the end times. I mean, obviously, but I feel like it's a lot closer than we think. I just hope that as we experience these things that we're really just reflecting on them and understand like it's a lot of grace that comes with us making it through because everybody doesn't get that chance. Everybody doesn't make it through. So with the time that you've been given, still pushing on. And for the people who we've lost, make sure that we live to the fullest. Make sure we show up for ourselves. Make sure that we're going hard and make sure that we're living out our dreams because we don't get another chance at this life. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. I'll talk to you later. Bye.